Thanks for joining me again at part 17 of Data Goes Ballistic. When Data hit the gravity field of the transport room, he fell over like a dead tree. From his vantage point on the floor, he could see flecks of violently expelled blood which had frozen around every opening in Geordie's face. He saw the dark blood which had bloomed under Geordie's skin, mottling his face, but somehow his mind could not accept it. It seemed he could not function normally either. So he just lay on the transporter pad as medical personnel rushed to examine Geordie, soon determining there was nothing they could do. He saw Elisa's face contort with grief. Cellar may even have wavered a bit. Momentarily, Barclay and Porter arrived. After staring at Geordie in shock for a moment, they began examining Data. "Commander, can you hear me? Can you move?" Barclay asked. Data did not feel able to respond. "Porter, is the anti-grav here yet?" "Good. Let's get him to engineering." The next time Data noticed anything, he was lying on a bench in engineering, clothed in a sickbay gown. He was confused and didn't know what day it was. Recent events seemed scrambled. Engineers continually scanned him as several monitors chirped their reports. "Positronic activity is increasing to almost normal, Lieutenant Barclay. Temperature is normal now, sir. Everything should be working. I don't know why he's not functioning." Data blinked and looked around. "What has happened?" he asked Barclay. "And where is Geordie?" Barclay seemed at a loss for words. Commander, are you feeling better?" Reg glanced around the room. Everywhere except Data. "Unknown." Data turned his head experimentally. "Odd. I have forgotten how to perform a self-diagnostic. I do not believe I am fit for duty." Then he remembered where Geordie was, and all Barclay's questions were ignored. Some time later, Data looked over to see Riker conferring with the engineers. "And he hasn't responded to anything I've said since then. On the surface, everything seems normal." "Very good, Mr. Barclay. I think you've done all you can for Data, at least for now. He can't be your top priority anymore. We have to find what happened in the shuttle bay. I can't help but think about what happened to the Yamato." "Do you think the same thing might be happening here, sir?" "I don't know, but I don't want to take the chance. I want it solved, and I want it solved now. You may need to consult Data's readouts for corroboration. It might be the same virus or a similar one, but I want the ship to be top priority." "Aye, sir." Barclay began talking to his subordinates as Riker tapped his comm badge. "Riker to all personnel. In accordance with Regulation 96A, any dangerous or unstable ships must be either shut down the warp core or leave the space dock. We will leave the space dock immediately. Yellow alert. Riker to First Officer, report to main engineering. Riker to Bridge, helm, request authorization to leave space dock. Proceed as soon as possible." Shortly, Deanna had entered the room. "Deanna?" Riker spoke in a quiet tone that was apparently thought Data could not hear. "Sir?" "I'm sorry to ask you to do this, but we don't have a ship's counselor assigned as yet, and the engineers can't seem to help Data. I'd like you to give it a try." "Certainly." She acted professional enough, but Data could tell she wouldn't want to hop into Riker's bed again. But now he found he did not really care about anything. Moving, speaking, caring. Those were things he just didn't want to bother with. Still, Troy seemed to have a remarkable understanding demeanour as she approached. Maybe some indulgence would be good for him. "Hello, Data. Can you hear me?" Data only met her eyes with a defeated look. "I know you're feeling lost and in shock. We all are. I know you're wondering where Geordie is. Do you remember?" Under his earnest scrutiny, Data felt able to nod. "He is dead!" Data sighed. "I killed him." "Oh, Data, of course you didn't," she insisted. She held out her hand. "Data, that bench can't be very comfortable for you. Why don't we go to my quarters?" Data did nothing. Troy continued to look at him. "Just take my hand. It's very easy. Don't be frightened. You remember, don't you, Data? I'm your friend." Data so wanted to please it. He forced his hand to rise just a little, then a little more, until it touched hers. She squeezed it gently, and it felt good somehow. Data met her eyes. "That's good. Good, Data. Now, can you get up? Come with me." She was being so nice to him.
"Maybe if I'm good from now on, they'll not disassemble me. Maybe they will never find out what really happened."
With a new surge of hope, he slowly got up and meekly followed her as she led the way by his hand.